Welcome back, kids and coaches. I'm Coach Kent Murphy, and get your Kevlar vests ready because we're heading to Chicago to take a look at the Chicago Cubs for the 2020 preview. You gotta love Chicago. They ruined the two easiest foods to make in the entire world, hot dogs and pizza. Thanks, guys. But you know, there really is something magical about walking into Wrigley and getting that familiar whiff of piss, taking your seat behind a metal beam, and injecting yourself with a tetanus shot so you don't die before first pitch. Hell, they call it historic. It's no surprise they call a 41,000-seat toilet history since they spent 108 years circling the drain. So let's go ahead and break this Cubs roster down from a fundamental standpoint. At pitcher, we got old Yu Darvish. Cubs paid him $126 million. He's got 7 wins, 11 losses, and a 4.5 ERA in the first 2 years. Hell, I haven't seen a contract that bad since the Rangers signed Yu Darvish. Hell, you also got John Lester pitching. He's only 10 wins away from getting 200 for his career. And he's only 95 wins away from earning the money on his contract. Good work, John. Closing it down, you got old Craig Kimbrel. Hell, his ERA was worse than opposing pitchers in Houston last year. He does like to hang his arm out as he takes signs from the catcher. And apparently he also likes to hang his curveball too. If Cubs fans are lucky, he'll just get stuck in the ivy before he makes it to the mound this year. At catcher, we got old Willson Contreras. One of the best catchers in the game, if you don't count defense. He only threw out 29% of base stealers last year, but as we've seen so far, earning 29% of your paycheck seems to be the Cubs' way. At first base, we got one of my favorite players in the league, Anthony Rizzo. I don't have much bad to say about Anthony. Hell, he's the staple that carried the Cubs straight to the middle of the NL Central last year. Awesome. Second base, we got old Nico Horner. He played for about a week last year and struck out 11 times. Cubs fans are calling him the next big thing. I guess he might be if Jeff Blauser's your ceiling. At third base, we got old Kris Bryant. Bad news is you lost your grievance against the league. Good news is you spell your name with a K, so if things ever go bad with baseball, you can just Ray J one of the Kardashians and fit right in. At shortstop, we got Javi Baez. Easily one of the best defensive players in the league. With threaded eyebrows. Don't worry, you looked great striking out 156 times last year, pal. In left field, we got Kyle Schwarber. A couple years ago, you dropped a bunch of weight, and now you just drop everything that's hitting your direction. You're basically the poster child for universal DH. In center field, we got Ian Happ. Hey, remember that one spring training when you hit a whole bunch of home runs and everybody was like, oh, he's going to be good, and then the regular season came around and you're like, nah, never mind. Yeah, I remember that too. In right field, we got Jason Heyward. He's the only guy in the league with more pop-outs than a maternity ward. If you could hit the ball as far as you could throw it, you'd still be the most unexciting hitter in the league. So there you have it. Cubs had the second highest payroll in baseball last year and only managed to win 84 games, which is extra sad considering you get to play the Pirates over 20 times. Don't worry though, this offseason they made the bold move to not make any moves. They decided to save some money on luxury tax. I guess they want to save that money so they can stiff more young guys on service time. But, you know, it must be hard being a Cubs fan. They've only seen one World Series championship in their lifetime. Other things Cub fans have only seen one of include books and their feet. So looking at the roster, I'm going to make my prediction. I guess I'd say 28 wins for the Cubs this year. And if you go full Astros, it's not crazy to think you could win 33. Enjoy that piss smell.